traffic is disgusting. It's crazy. It's crazy. These people should go more in my house. Only some, it's all like weeks. Yeah, but they still work with us. So maybe we should take it up. 2 hours just to get from my house to work.
Good. I'm going to ask you a question. One or two? Is that a short answer? No, I was just curious because I saw it on the.
I drove a little out halfway to Shoulder Island. That one went pretty good. Jump off the side. So that was. Yeah, he's right. So, yeah.
I don't know. No.
Big change from the last time we were here. Actually, my son's in-laws are members of the South.
Oh, of course.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm very comfortable. I must admit. Yeah.
It's gonna just kick on as soon as you do it. You want it?
No.
Just wanna make sure.
You want me to be?
No, when you're ready. But looks like the vast majority of our military people are not getting here, so we might just So do your thing. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it.
Good to see you.
Okay, no, I'm sorry I didn't actually. But if you're okay there, it feels okay. We'll do an open song tonight because there's a piece of poetry in candlelighting, so we're just going to looking around.
Yeah, dude. Okay.
Yeah, so otherwise you just kind of hang out.
Sure.
Yes. Of course. give us a little.
I'm going to do a slightly different first half of the publisher pack. I'm going to get back to how to do Shabbat at some point, just so I can get the words out. Just for at either side of these, just making sure I can get all the words from all the verses, because I seem to like my timing is a bit low.
Oh no, so now I'm throwing you up. I'll just keep quiet. You just do
No. I think it helps me.
No, I don't think so. That's like in the realm of normal. You know, it's like stuff happens kind of thing. That's, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that at all.
Yeah, that's definitely going to do. I'm being very quiet, to be fair.
I can always adjust it after that. I just don't want to get too. It's so funny, like one shade of the beard.
It looks so different.
It really looks like totally. It took me a second to figure out. I'm like, either he's very well rested or something else. Like, it is a totally different experience.
I look much younger.
When was the last time that you trimmed it down?
To this length, maybe like a year. I like to keep it longer as a rule, but especially in the summer, it gets too hot. So the fact that I do something like this, and I was even considering doing it shorter, but I also like the beard. It shapes my face, and I like the shape of my face the other way around.
I understand that. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Yeah.
All right.
Where are my towels? I need to do that. Fine. I haven't done it yet.
Easy. Okay. All right. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, it's a good rowdy crowd tonight. Good rowdy crowd. We're all excited talking to each other. I'll try it one more time. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
So all Shabbats are beautiful. All Shabbats are celebrations. All Shabbats are wonderful opportunities to be together. But this Shabbat is truly a special Shabbat. It's a special Shabbat because we are welcoming back Cantor Amanda Kleinman, our incredible scholar-in-residence tonight, our former, I guess what's student intern, cantorial intern in the days of Rabbi Morris, and in ways that we'll talk about throughout the weekend have impacted our temple in ways that you probably don't even necessarily realize. But it's always a wonderful thing to bring back someone with a connection to our beautiful temple. But it's also a beautiful Shabbat, as this has become one of my most favorite moments of the entire Shabbat, the entire summer. Our Women's Torah Commentary Shabbat, an opportunity to learn with some of the great minds, the great scholars within our communities throughout the country, throughout the world, and to study our sacred texts, I think, in a space in which we are celebrating and lifting up yet again these beautiful voices from within our communities, voices that for many, many, many generations were either kept silent or pushed to the back. We now have this opportunity again to celebrate. So Cantor Kleinman, I am so grateful to have you here. I think we were talking about before, we're in the less formal world, so Cantor Amanda, Cantor Kleinman, whatever you prefer. But I'm going to stop talking at this point, and I'm going to welcome up one of the reasons that we're all here on this Shabbat, Ruth Joseph, who has helped to create this incredible opportunity for learning and to sustain it, and amongst our committee, of which we'll thank in a moment, to read a poem to help get us sort of in the right mindset for the moment. So Ruth, if you would join us up on the bima, that would be wonderful. So that's all right. Just make sure everybody can hear you well, and that's the most.
Thank you. Okay. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's an honor and a great pleasure to join Rabbi Dan in welcoming you to this Women's Torah Study, Shabbaton, with Cantor Amanda Kleinman. Many of us remember Cantor Amanda from her cantorial internship here at Temple Adas Israel. I think we said it was in 2010. Since then, Amanda has gone on to a cantorial position at Westchester Reformed Temple in Scarsdale, where she currently serves as senior cantor. Welcome home, Amanda. We're going to begin our service, as always, with a candlelighting service. I'm going to read a poem, and then Margaret Bromberg, who co-founded Women's Torah Study with me, will lead us in the candlelighting. The poem is called Not Every Day. Not every day does one encounter God, and not at every moment can one give oneself to prayer, nor can every hour be an hour of loving kindness. A person wanders and strays before reaching the journey's end. We start over again, and again we lose our way, groping and searching for our forgotten path. But those who search and wander, God seeks them out with candles.
Thank you very much. And now I want to invite up Margaret Bromberg and I believe Leah Oppenheimer and others, I think, to light our Shabbat candles. Beautiful. So we're going to invite actually any of the women in the community who feel comfortable to come up, even if you don't know the blessing and you want to just simply be together. We're on page 120. This is great. Let's fill this space. This is wonderful. Okay. You know what? Kind of. That's what I've been doing lately. It's also a sort of strange fire. You want me to do this part? I know it's not. Don't worry. I was going to say, wrong crowd to say that too. It's more like a torch. Yeah. So it's good for flambe. It's good for flambe. Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehad likner shel Shabbat.
Amen. This is definitely an amen kind of moment. This is a wonderful thing to see. Thank you all for coming up to light and bless our Shabbat candles. And as we slowly find our way back to our seats, we will turn in our prayer books to begin Kabbalat Shabbat on page 130. Again, page 130 at the very top of the page. And if for any reason, if you're a guest who's never been here before and you don't know, our prayer books look just like this. If you don't see one in front of you, or if you're sitting over in this area underneath you or the seat in front of you, just let us know. We'll get you one. Page 130, we'll follow Cantor Kevin.
Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Naria, naria, letzuri sheinu, nekad mafana v'toda. Naria, naria, letzuri sheinu, tizmirot naria lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai.
We'll turn now to page 131.
Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yehiram hayam, Yehiram hayam, Yehiram hayam, u'elot. Yehiram hayam, Yehiram hayam, Yehiram hayam, u'elot. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz.
We'll turn now to page 132, or Zarua towards the bottom of the page.
Or Zarua Latzadik U'yishrei lev simcha. Or Zarua Latzadik U'yishrei lev simcha. Or Zarua Latzadik U'yishrei lev simcha. U'yishrei lev simcha. Or Zarua Tzadik U'yishrei lev simcha. U'yishrei lev simcha. Ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la ya la.
We'll turn now to page 134, Zamru Ladonai, at the top of the page.
Zamru Ladonai bechinor, bechinor vekol zimra, bechatzotzrot vekol shofar, hariu lifnei hamelech Adonai, yiram hayam ulo, tevel veyoshmeva, neharot imcha uchaf yachad, harim yiraneinu, lifnei Adonai kiva, lishpot haaretz, lishpot tevel betzedek, ve'amim b'meisharim, yiram hayam umlot, tevel ve'yoshmeva, neharot imcha uchaf yachad, harim yiraneinu.
We're now on page 135, Romamu, which is the last Hebrew paragraph, just in the middle of the page.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho.
We'll turn now to L'chadodi on page 138.
Lecha dodi likrat kala yalala 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalala 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor vezachor v'dibur echad השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, ושם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ילנה ילנה ילנה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ילנה ילנה ילנה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ילנה ילנה ילנה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ילנה ילנה ילנה, בני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, קומי צאי מתוך אפיך. רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ילנה ילנה ילנה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ילנה ילנה ילנה, בני שבת נקבלה. התנערי מעפר קומי, לבשי בידי תפטר תחני. על יד אישי בית הלחמי, קרבה אל נפשי גאלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ילנה ילנה ילנה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ילנה ילנה ילנה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי. אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ילנה ילנה ילנה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ילנה ילנה ילנה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקמי, מה תשכחי ומה תמי בך. יחסו עניי עמי ונלקחיר, אל תילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. והיו לשמסה שוסייך ורחקו, כל נבלייך יסיס עלייך אלוהי, כמסוס חתן על כלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי בית אדוני, תריצי על יד איש בן פרצי ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha uvetzola toch emunei am segula boi chala lecha dodi katala pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi katala pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Please be seated. I realized, Cantor Climate, I'm not sure if you have buddies who are here with us tonight who've never been here for a Friday night service. I probably should have warned ahead of time. We like to dance around here. It's a bit of our thing. But Amanda, that was your time also, right? Yeah, so this is a long-standing tradition here at the temple for sure. So we're going to turn now to page 140. Mizmor Shir, very top of the page.
Mizmor Shir leYom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir leYom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, lehagid baboker chasdecha, ve'emunatcha b'leilot. עלי הסור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינור, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות. עלי הסור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות. עלי הסור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינור, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות. עלי הסור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינור.
We'll now rise in body or in spirit for the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabba, Alma divrach chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Bagala Uvizman Kariv Heimeru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'alam U'le'al Me'al Mayam Yitbarach Vayishlach, Vayishtabach, Vitvar, Vitramam, Vayitnaseh, Vayitadar, Vayitale, Vaytalal, Shemei Dekudsha, Brifu, Leila, Min Kol Birchata, Veshirata, Tushmechata, Venechemata, Tamiran Be'alma, Veimeru. Amen. Remain standing for the Baruch Hu on page 146. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Please be seated. We're now on page 149. We'll read together in English at the very top of the page. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows.
Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzevaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Shemo,
Hamari varavi.
Amen. We'll turn now to page 151. We'll read together in English at the very bottom of the page. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form?
Ki heim chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvaheneg yomam v'layla ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
Amen.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please join us on page 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha v'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. We'll turn now to page 157 and we'll read together in English at the top of the page. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. So we turn to page 158.
Tehilot osefele Shir chutecha ra'u vanecha Bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam Ze Elianu ve'amru Ze Elianu ve'amru Adonai yimlo le'olam va'ed Adonai yimlo le'olam va'ed Ve'ne'emar ki vada Adonai et Yaakov uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch ata Adonai
Baruch Baruch Shemai.
Gal 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 Israel. Amen.
We'll turn now to page 160, Hashkivenu at the very top of the page.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Behamidenu Shomreinu lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Behamidenu Shomreinu lechaim Ushmor tzeiteinu uvoeinu lechaim u'lishalom me'ata ve'ad olam Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Behamidenu Shomreinu lechaim.
Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. So we turn to page 162.
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat bedorotam merit olam beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz uvayom hashvi Shabbat Shabbat vayinafash.
Now invite us to rise in body or in spirit as we begin the Amidah together on page 164. From that point on, we'll continue silently as always. And at the end, if you are still standing, you may be seated. Adonai sefatai titach ufia hi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Ratzon imre fi Iul ratzon imre fi Vegion lipi lefanecha Adonai tzuri vegoali. Oh, may the words of my mouth, the meditations of my heart be acceptable before you, O God, my rock and my redeemer. O say shalom bimrama, say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. turn now to page 371 as we prepare ourselves to offer our Misha Berach, our healing prayer. This evening, I'd like to give us all just a few moments to think about those people we are most connected to who are in need of that healing. And as I say, to extend ourselves also beyond those that we know most directly, to pray for the healing of our world and our shared communities as well. So take a few moments for yourselves, focus on those loved ones, focus on that healing prayer. And we'll join together with the cantor on 371 in just a moment. Holding our loved ones in our hearts, we'll turn now, as I said, to page 371 as we'll join Cantor Kevin just in the middle of the page as we recite our Misha Berach, our healing prayer.
Of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. All right, Cantor Kevin, you can take a little bit of a break. I just want to make sure I'm the one introducing, yes? Okay, this is a great privilege because I get to introduce a friend, a true friend, someone who I met what feels like a lifetime ago when we were just Amanda and Dan. We weren't rabbis and cantors. We weren't any of these things quite yet. But to me, Cantor Amanda Kleinman was a cantor long before she got the title. She was a leader long before anybody told her she was a leader. She is this remarkable person who sits humbly in the fifth row despite being our honored guest. She is exactly what we in our movement and our people look to, especially in moments in which we need to lift up voices. And as those that know Amanda know what a remarkable voice she has and her aptitude for singing, but her aptitude for teaching, for bringing us closer to text and drawing the connections between those texts and the music that she and all of us love so much is one of her greatest gifts. I know that it's one of the only things I regret about being here just a little too late was that I never got the opportunity to share the bima with Cantor Kleinman, and now we get this opportunity. So it's a real incredible gift. And Amanda, if you'll allow me, I have a little bit of a bio I'd like to read here, but you'll fill me in the last piece, which is most important, which are the twins' names. But we'll get to that. So Cantor Amanda Kleinman serves as the senior cantor of Westchester Reformed Temple, where she began all the way back as an intern in 2012. During her time at WRT, she has designed new liturgies, it re-envisioned how families celebrate Shabbat, and helped parents and children experience the joy of Jewish music. A native of Dallas, Texas, Amanda grew up participating in all three major Jewish movements. She attended an Orthodox Jewish day school, attended a conservative congregation with her family, and celebrated bat mitzvah at a Reformed synagogue. This appreciation for the diversity of Jewish thought and practice informs and shapes her spiritual leadership to this day. And I think is probably also how you felt very much at home in this congregation, which is very much a combination of all of those things as well. She earned her BA in History and Music from Middlebury College and was ordained a cantor by the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion. In addition to her love of music, Amanda is passionate about Jewish text, as I said, and its intersection with Jewish music. She supplemented her cantorial studies with immersive text study at the Drisha Institute for Jewish Education, one of the great places of learning in the entire Jewish world. Amanda remains active in the Reform Movement's organizations, most recently as co-chairs of the 2019 American Conference of Cantors and the Guild of Temple Musicians Convention. Was that 2019 before COVID? Okay, good. And a contributor to several publications and recording projects. She is also the founding managing editor of the CCAR's Reform Luach, which is an incredible resource that not enough of you know about, but was created, if I'm not mistaken, while Amanda was here. A Luach is a calendar. So if you ever want to know when Shabbos is, or you want to know when Sukkot is in the year 2075, she has done the work for all of us. It's an app you can get on your phone tonight. If you don't know, you come find us afterwards. And also, Amanda makes a beautiful home together with her partner, her husband, cantor Danny Mendelson, in their home in White Plains. He is now the senior cantor of Kol Ami, which is an amazing congregation itself, and their wonderful son Jed, and the twins' names are? Rex and Ernie. The best. So cute. Next time you're bringing them, but this weekend we're giving her a little bit of a break. It is my privilege, my honor, to welcome Cantor Amanda Kleinman to the Bima as our scholar in residence for this Women's Torah Commentary Shabbat. Amanda, it is a true privilege. I'm going to make sure you're all set up and you got everything you need. Okay. Probably here is the best. Yeah. Is that okay there? I think it is. Okay. And if there's any problems on this end, you let me know. And by the way, if anyone sees me fiddling with my phone, as I explained to you, that's how we control the volume. I promise I'm not doing anything else.
I know you're listening.
I'm always so worried about it.
Shabbat Shalom. I am so grateful to have been invited to spend Shabbat with this community that holds such a special place in my heart. And I am deeply moved to see the faces of cherished members of this congregation who were mentors and friends who shaped my development as a young cantorial student. It is beautiful to see this congregation thriving and expanding, and it is deeply meaningful for me to celebrate Shabbat with you in this spectacular new space that will serve as a center for this congregation for many years to come. I want to thank Rabbi Dan for welcoming me so warmly this weekend. I am not exaggerating when I say that your rabbi is truly the menschiest of mensches. It really is. And any opportunity to spend Shabbat praying with and learning from Rabbi Dan is a joy and a privilege for me. I am excited to spend this time with your student cantor, Kevin, as well, about whom I have heard wonderful things, all of which and more have been confirmed just in the short period of time I've already spent with you today. I also want to thank the members of the Temple Adas Israel staff team who have worked with me to plan this visit, with special appreciation to Shelley for coordinating all of the details of this Shabbat, and to Leah for helping me think about how to infuse this weekend with teachings that lift up the voices of the women of our tradition. I want to extend my gratitude as well to Ruth for helping to make this very special experience possible. Most of all, my deepest thanks to all of you for welcoming me back to this beloved spiritual home, this community that was so formative in my own development as a cantor. The consecration of a new synagogue space marks a milestone moment in the journey of this congregation. This Shabbat, we read from two Torah portions, Matot and Maseh, which conclude the Torah's book of Numbers. The second of those two portions, Maseh, also marks a milestone on a journey, the end of the Israelites' 40 years wandering the desert as they look toward entering the promised land. And so the theme of journey is doubly meaningful this Shabbat. In fact, it's triply meaningful for me when I think about the role this community played in my own life's journey and about what it means to me to return to this place. And so this Shabbat, I'd like to offer a few songs by way of blessing this stage of Temple Adas Israel's sacred journey. To begin, I offer a beloved setting of Tfilat HaDerech, our Jewish tradition's blessing for travelers. I offer you this blessing through the incomparable interpretation of the legendary Debbie Friedman of blessed memory, who, through her setting, reminds us that God's sheltering presence accompanies us each step of the way, helping us to find and to create blessing at every turn. May we be blessed as we go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed with health and joy. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. May we be sheltered by the wings of peace. May we be kept in safety and in love. May grace and compassion find their way to every soul. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. In our Torah reading, the Israelites stand on the precipice of a new stage in their journey as a people, as they approach the end of their 40 years of desert wanderings and look ahead to entering the promised land. Before the Israelites can look ahead, though, they must look back. This week's Torah portion, in fact, actually comprises almost exclusively a long and detailed and, dare I say, boring travel log, listing every single resting point at which the Israelites stopped during their journey of wandering, a list of 42 destinations in all. At first glance, this dry list of wilderness locations hardly seems an inspirational message with which to fortify the Israelites for the rest of the difficult journey to the promised land. And yet, the Torah makes sure to preface our travelogue by telling us that, in fact, it was at God's very command that Moses listed the travels of the Israelites stage by stage. In other words, the Eternal is encouraging the Israelites to pause before taking their next step. to think back on the significance of every stage of their journey. There were moments of pure awe as the Israelites received the Torah at Mount Sinai. Moments of disgrace as they built a golden calf to worship. Moments of holiness as they constructed the tabernacle, their first space to worship the eternal as a Jewish people. Moments of despair as their faith waned and they lamented that they might not have food and water to sustain them on their journey. In recalling each step of the journey, it becomes a sacred imperative to remember and to make new meaning of our history so that we can imbue our future with lessons of our past. Cantor Becky Mann, a singer-songwriter who was ordained from the Hebrew Union College just this spring, infuses a prayer for the journey with two beautiful texts from the book of Deuteronomy that we chant on Yom Kippur. The first, I have put before you life and death, blessing and curse, uvacharta v'chayim, choose life. The second text is a line that becomes foundational in empowering human beings to interpret Torah for their own generation. Surely, this instruction which I enjoin upon you this day is not too baffling for you, nor is it beyond reach. Lo vashamayim hi. It is not in the heavens that you should say, who among us can go up to the heavens and get it for us and impart it to us that we may observe it? Neither is it beyond the sea that you should say, who among us can cross to the other side of the sea and get it for us and impart it to us that we may observe it? No, the thing is very close to you, in your mouth and in your heart. Cantor Mann reminds us that it is our task, our sacred responsibility, to take the experiences of our past and to turn them into the blessings of our future. As I offer this setting, I invite you to consider the most significant moments of your Jewish journey in this community, to think about how this community has brought meaning to your life. The journey begins with an open road. What lies up ahead, we'd never quite know. We stand at the edge of all of our dreams. With every step forward, we set our hearts free. Every day you give us life and a choice that we must face. We can stay in the darkness or open the door and bring light into this place. Uvacharta v'chayim, I will choose this life. In the places I wander, each making me stronger, knowing there's hope through the night. Uvacharta v'chayim, may you choose this life. Oh, let love always guide you. I'll be there beside you as we go on our way. Lo vashamayim hi. We can become all we know we're meant to be. Uvacharta v'chayim, I will choose this life. In the places I wander, each making me stronger, knowing there's hope through the night. Uvacharta ha'chaim. May you choose this life. Oh, let love always guide you. I'll be there beside you as we go on our way. Oh, let love always guide you. I'll be there beside you as we go on our way. As we go on our way. This week's Torah portion concludes the book of Numbers. Anytime we conclude a book of Torah, we recite words of blessing for the journey ahead. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Be strong, and let us strengthen one another. And so, having looked back at our past, our final song this evening is a blessing for the next stage of the journey. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. May this congregation continue to go from strength to strength. May each of us find strength and blessing in this Kihila Kedosha, this holy community, and may each of us bring our whole selves to lift one another. We have come from near and far to raise our voice in song. And the more we join in the refrain, the more we feel strong. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. There is a power in this place and time. It shapes the rest of our lives. For when we return each year, we find a truth we can't deny. Be strong and let us strengthen one another. Be strong and let us celebrate our lives. Be strong and let us strengthen one another. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. As we sing, we lift ourselves to those who came before. And we're one with all those yet to come. Our strength, it will endure. Be strong and let us strengthen one another. Be strong and let us celebrate our lives. Be strong and let us strengthen one another. Chazak, chazak. Be strong, be strong. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Shabbat shalom.
We're gonna try.
I'll take the hug.
Take a second to let that really settle in, but amazing, truly amazing. So I'll invite us now as Cantor joins us back on the bima. We'll turn to page 586. I'll invite us all to rise in body or spirit. Aleinu l'shabeach at the very bottom of the page. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 591. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו I ask those in mourning and those observing yahrzeit to please remain standing. Everyone else may be seated at this time. I think first of those who passed in our community in recent months: Bert Bitterman, Morty Schwatzky, Beverly Deshevsky, Sandy Greenwald, Dorothy Klein, David Lieberman, Marvin Schreier, Sandy Slip, Barbara Strasser, David Weinstein, Rita Weitzman, and Yael Zerdar. We also mark the yahrzeits that occurred during the last week for Louis Appel, Nathan Bitterman, Harry Bryant, Seymour Cohen, Benjamin Deinitz, Lydia Gossi, Lila Ehrenbard, Hannah Epstein, Joseph Goldberg, Charlotte Gruen, Marion Hammer, Rose Jaffe, Lester Cass, Oscar Linden, Nancy Love, Tobias Haynes Meyer, Jeannie Morris Morris, Melvin Nelson, Lynn Ostro, Dr. Milton Schreiber, Henry Spitz, Johanna Susser, Marjorie Weinberg Berman, Abba Weinstein, Nathaniel Weinstein, Bessie Weisberg, and Philip Zucker. If anyone is saying Kaddish for anyone we did not mention this evening and would like to do so, we'll start on this side and we'll work our way this way. Invite the mourners to join with us on page 598, and if it is your custom, you rise as well. Page 598, Mourners Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Amen. Be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayichon u'v'yomechon u'b'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. B'agala u'b'zman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach la'alam u'li'almei almayat. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'yimru Amen. Yehei shalama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Amen. Zichronam livracha, may every one of their memories be for a blessing. Amen. Amen. Please be seated. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
All right, so once again, me fiddling with my phone. It's because I lost my announcement sheet, so I'm going to pull it up on my phone, which is a remarkable thing. But let me begin by the announcements that I know in my heart, and I don't need a piece of paper to share. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. I want to thank our incredible scholar in residence, Cantor Amanda Kleiman, for being with us. I want to thank the chairs, co-chairs of our Women's Torah Commentary Committee. I want to thank Ruth Joseph. I want to thank Fran Gottfried. I want to thank Leah Oppenheimer. I want to thank Myra Peskowitz. Where is Myra? There she is. And I think that was my initial list, but this is a much larger group. I also want to say that our scholar in residence for the next several, and Margaret, how can I forget? Of course, you're the only one, though, that's going to just play humble in the back and not say anything, right? Of course, and Margaret Bromberg. Thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that very much. And I also want to say that our opportunity to learn this year and for the next several years was given as an anonymous donation, but one that is in memory of a very special person in our community. Her name is listed actually just behind us, Gert Katz. And actually, if I can, to add her mother, Nettie, who really in the end, as we're talking about so much, journeys from beginning to end, what it took to get to this moment is generations of people before us. And Gert and Nettie very much embodied the incredible, brilliant, strong, powerful women that we are celebrating in each of our Women's Torah Commentary Shabbats, and we ought to be doing all the time in regular course. So I want to thank certainly all of the things that needed to happen in order for tonight to happen, especially. I want to say also that things are not ending now. We have a wonderful opportunity tomorrow to learn and to sing, and it begins on the earlier side, so, good chance to get up a little early. So Cantor Amanda is going to lead along with Leo, or at least lead us to begin services 9:30 tomorrow morning downstairs, an opportunity for some chanting, meditation, mind work to get us, emotional work to get us in the right headspace, I think, for our Shabbat services, which will begin promptly at 10 o'clock up here in the sanctuary. And then we will have an opportunity to learn with Cantor Amanda Kleinman at our table over there, our Torah table, now covered in delicious food, but tomorrow will also be covered in delicious food. But most importantly, delicious learning. And again, this opportunity is really something that you don't want to miss. So we invite you all, please be here with us, especially be with us presently here. But if for any number of reasons you can't be with us physically here tomorrow, you can watch the service streaming as well as join our Torah study via Zoom as well. I want to also acknowledge a few other things coming up. First is tomorrow evening, 4 to 5 o'clock, our 40-plus single and mingle. I suspect if you're 39, nobody's going to turn you away at the door, by the way. And if you yourselves don't fit into this category, but you know some people who might be interested in finding someone special, nice place to be, nice people to be with, 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock here at the temple. Also, a reminder, at 11 o'clock, the book group will be meeting here on the upper level of the temple. Reminder again, if you're coming in person to join Ruth, just come a little bit early. We've got coffee, we got some things to eat. Make sure that you're all settled. Anybody who's joining on our Zoom can do that as well. And at 4:30 on Sunday, the Rosh Chodesh's annual picnic on Shelter Island this year with Myra. It's a great place to be for all sorts of reasons. I haven't been back in years. I was invited, I think, my first summer here to be a guest, and it was a wonderful experience. And I'm sure it will be a great experience this week as well. Also, just a few things coming up in the coming week. Monday, Nida Mitzvah will be meeting here at the synagogue. 4 o'clock will be our second session with Dr. Mitch Rubin on grandparenting. So again, you can join us here 4 o'clock on Monday. 5 o'clock, the Social Justice Committee has a virtual meeting as well. And Tuesday, speaking of Myra, new class. Hillel, not just any Hillel, the Hillel, and Musa, I assume. You're not talking about the college organization, right? Okay. The man who gives it form. Hillel and Musar, lunch and learn, 12 o'clock here on Tuesdays. Please bring your own lunch. Just make sure that it is of a vegetarian nature. Okay, no unkosher stuff in the shul. Also, Wednesdays, 10 o'clock. I'm sorry I had to cancel it this week. Coffee with me, which literally just means coffee with me. I'll be sitting here. Not teaching you anything that I know of, or at least not intentionally. Just come and hang out with us as well. Next Friday night, the hits keep coming. This is a great thing. Speaking of being able to, again, bring friends out, what's one of the great things. Next Friday night, Rabbi Diana Fursko will be joining us as our guest speaker. She's recently written a very powerful book on I think what is pushing, especially the younger generation, to talk about anti-Semitism. Not just us, but really all of us. And she's bringing a fresh, new kind of perspective to it. She's worked really hard. She is the senior rabbi of Village Temple in New York City. She is an incredible teacher, an incredible person. And she was, to me, Amanda, I don't know if you knew her yet when we were in school. I think you guys got there a year after she was, as I described, she was my upperclassman. She was the one who guided me. She was my Moses. She gave me all these directions on what to do and what not to do. So it really is a privilege to be able to share the bima and share the space with so many wonderful people. So next Friday night, please be here with us as part of our services, and we can learn a little bit about her work, about her book, and for those that are interested, to bring one home as well in the future. I think it's pre-order right now. But any case, we're very excited to have all these great opportunities to learn, and it keeps going from there, so please make sure you're checking your calendars, your e-blast, all those good things. We have all the information on our little desk over there if you're with us on our website otherwise. And these are all my things. Now, we have some simchas, and we have a wonderful sponsorship tonight. So I'm going to start with the simchas. The first is Andrew Fagan celebrating her 13th birthday. 13th birthday. 13th birthday. That's your husband's fault, by the way. He told me and I got the number in my head. Okay, we love you very much, and we wish you a very, very happy birthday as well. I also want to acknowledge in our first row over here, if Nancy Feldman, you could hold your hand up there, Nancy? 93rd birthday. 95. Amazing. 95. And her wonderful husband over here, Cantor Martin Feldman, by the way. So we got lots of Cantors in the room tonight who had just celebrated also his birthday. Yeah, well, we won't, but you're both doing great. And Deborah and Jason, thank you guys for bringing them in for celebrating with us as well. Our sponsored oneg this evening is one of a heavy heart. Joyce Weinberg and her wonderful husband Bob and her incredible son Jonah are sponsoring our oneg tonight, but in memory of a wonderful, remarkable, and speaking of, again, total coincidence of timing, but powerful woman. Powerful woman who taught, who led. Marjorie was a remarkable person who I sadly did not know in life. I had the sad privilege of being able to say goodbye to her at the end. Remarkable person, remarkable things. And so while tonight is a bit of a heavy moment, certainly, and especially Bob and Jonah happen to be in the land of Israel right now, so Joyce, we're with you all together for sure. But Marjorie, again, is somebody who I think tonight really would have enjoyed herself, would have celebrated along with all of us, and would have been happy for us to eat in just a little bit, which I'm sure is true. So we're going to actually invite Joyce. If you'll help us up in just a minute, we're going to do motzi. Joyce is going to help us with the motzi. Will we have a closing song first, though? So forgive me one second, Joyce. We're going to hold off on that. We're going to sing L'chi Lach at the end. Amanda, are you 645, page 645? You can sing from there. You can join us. Whatever you prefer. Whatever you prefer. Page 645 back in our prayer book.
I'm going to go a cappella because I did not find the page in time.
That's a cappella is good. As a matter of fact, in this rendering, I think is even nicer, which is great.
L'chi lach to a land that I will show you. Lech lecha to a place you do not know. L'chi lach on your journey I will bless you. And you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. L'chi lach. L'chi lach. And I shall make your name great. Lech lecha. And all shall praise your name. L'chi lach to the place that I will show you. L'simchat chayim. L'simchat chayim. L'simchat chayim.
Beautiful. So now I'm going to welcome Joyce up to the bima. I'll invite all of us to rise as we turn to page 123 for Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lemahaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Hashem time very much. And if you would do us the honor.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lecha min haaretz.
Amen. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Come next door.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really think she would have.
Oh, there's-
She would have. This would have been
there's
right. Yeah, that's right.
There's no question.
Amazing that stuff happens sometimes when there's no intention for it to happen that way, and it does.
Should be the one.
All over. Yeah. So have you heard from them? Or they're there? They're
Oh,
safe.
yes,
They're
and you know, it's a huge success for Jonah. He already loves it. They went to the wedding.
Like, do they have a year in it, like a semester in Israel program?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is great.
I can't say too much about it.
I understand. I understand. No, come to it on its own.
Exactly. So listen to this. So the 4 kids.